My father wants me to end my bloodline, so he forced me to marry into a prestigious family, to wed a vegetative woman as my wife. Regarding this matter, I am not only not angry, but I actually feel exceptionally excited, because if my vegetative wife dies, wouldn't all her assets belong to me? On our wedding night, I was wiping my vegetative wife's body, but accidentally touched something soft like a steamed bun. Impossible, getting married like this. Better not to marry at all. Maybe I should go to a bar and find a model to have some fun with. I was just about to get up, when suddenly, I felt my wrist being tightly gripped. I instinctively looked down and faced the woman's pitch-black eyes. What's this? You've already married me, yet you still want to go out looking for other women. That night, I truly experienced what it's like when a long-dormant vegetative person encounters rainfall. After waking up, how extraordinary she could be. Everyone in North City knows. The person I actually liked was Su Qing-shu, my bodyguard. But despite pursuing her for 3 years, I've never even touched the corner of her clothing. I always thought she was naturally cold, until one day, I caught her holding a photo of my adopted brother, Jiang Jingyan. In her eyes flashed a desire I had never seen before. Finally, I understood. It wasn't that she had no desires. It was that the object of her desire wasn't me. At that moment, I was completely devastated. The next day, I immediately went to my father. Father, I've thought it through carefully. I will marry that vegetative young lady. I stood at the doorway of the Jiang family mansion, my thin lips curled up, forming an ironic curve. The cigar in my old father's hand almost fell onto the priceless Persian carpet. He suddenly jumped up from his leather chair. The wrinkles at the corners of his eyes relaxed. Jiang Chen, have you thought it through? That's great. The Ha family has been pressing urgently. You must go to South City within half a month. What kind of wedding do you like? Chinese style or Western? I'll have someone prepare everything for you. Is that all? I laughed coldly and said, I replace your beloved illegitimate son as son-in-law. And you don't show any reaction? The temperature in the living room suddenly dropped. My father's face darkened. Why are you talking like that? What illegitimate son? He is your brother. Brothers come from the same mother. I laughed coldly, my eyes ice cold. He's just the product of your affair. I will never acknowledge him in this lifetime. Blue veins bulged at my father's temple, but he suppressed his anger before it erupted. He took a deep breath, cigar ash falling everywhere. What do you want? 100 billion. I slightly parted my thin lips. And after I become the Ha family's son-in-law, transfer Su Qing Shui to protect your precious illegitimate son. My father's expression froze. He looked at me like I was insane. Are you crazy? 100 billion would drain all our liquid assets. And as for Su Qing Shu, isn't she the bodyguard you like the most? You used to always make a fuss about wanting to marry her. Now that you're getting married, you don't want to take her with you. Father just needs to say yes or no. I became impatient, turning around intending to leave. Fine, my old father slapped the table and stood up. The day you arrive in South City, I will immediately complete these 2 things. He no longer had the mindset to investigate deeper, just wanted to quickly resolve this matter. Years ago, when the Ha family's only daughter was still radiant and beautiful, he had quickly arranged a marital alliance between our 2 families, originally planning to marry Jiang Jingyan over as a way to find a good place for this younger son. Who would have thought that a sudden accident turned the Ha family's beloved daughter into a vegetative person? He couldn't bear to let Jiang Jingyan suffer. Only then did he suddenly remember that I was also his son. I turned my back to him, waving my hand, my leather shoes treading on the marble floor, making a clear sound like slapping someone's face. Just as I grabbed the door handle, my old father's voice came from behind. I can understand you wanting money, but don't you like Su Qing Shu the most? How can you bear to give her to Jingyan? My fingers stiffened. I didn't turn around, my eye socket suddenly burning, that name like a thorn, stabbing right into the softest part of my heart. I forcefully pushed the door open, leaving my old father and that question behind. Returning to the mansion, it was already late at night. When I went upstairs, passing by Su Qing-shu's room, I suddenly heard rapid breathing from inside. The door wasn't fully closed. I looked up and in, and very clearly saw the scene inside. Su Qing-shu with her clothes half removed, kneeling at the head of the bed, her slender white fingers holding a photo. She closed her eyes, her magnetic gentle voice saying, Jingyan, don't be like that. It was a photo of Jiang Jingyan, taken at last year's birthday party. He was wearing a white shirt. His smile was very radiant. My fingernails dug deep into my shoulder bag strap, leaving a deep crescent-shaped dent. Finally, I silently answered my old father's question in my heart, because she is just like father. They both only like Jiang Jingyan. This answer tumbled in my heart, painfully tearing apart my internal organs. 3 years ago, I first met Su Qing-shu. When I was recruiting bodyguards, that day, among the excellent bodyguards, I immediately noticed her. The reason was very simple. She was so beautiful. I couldn't look away. Her outstanding height, her supple figure, her delicate features, especially those pitch-black eyes, exuding a distant coldness. I was known as a playboy in high society, initially intending to tease her for fun, but over 3 years, I deliberately pretended to be drunk and fell into her arms, yet she used one hand to lift me by the nape, like picking up a cat, and place me back on the sofa. I wore loose pajamas and knocked on her door at midnight. She directly wrapped me up in a blanket and respectfully escorted me back to my room. I even deliberately pretended to drown in the swimming pool. She jumped in to save me, but wouldn't even touch my abs. No matter how I teased her, she always kept her distance from men, always maintaining propriety, calling me young master. Yet I fell in love with her. I don't understand when my heart started to have feelings, perhaps because after my mother passed away, my life was truly too lonely. When I was 12 years old, my old father had an affair, bringing home an illegitimate child. The illegitimate child was named Jiang Jingmian, only 3 months younger than me. It turned out that during 10 years of marriage, father had been having an affair for 9 years. That day, my seemingly happy and peaceful family was completely shattered. At that time, my mother was carrying my father's second child. She was 9 months pregnant, just a few more days until the delivery date. My mother loved my father to the point of madness. She confronted him fiercely. My old father cried until he almost fainted. That night, mother went into premature labor, was rushed to the hospital. Then before even reaching the operating room, she died in childbirth. The baby couldn't be saved either. From then on, I hated my father to the bone, and hated Jiang Jingyan no less. I moved out of the Jiang family mansion, studied alone, ate alone, grew up alone, until because I was too handsome, young ladies from all social circles kept harassing me. I came up with the idea of finding a female bodyguard. Su Qingxue was my first female bodyguard. From then on, I wasn't alone anymore. Whatever I did, Su Qingxue was by my side. I went from admiring to teasing to falling in love with her. But after 3 years, over 1,000 days and nights, she had never shown the slightest flutter of emotion for me. I thought she was naturally cold towards emotions, until one day, I caught her holding Jiang Jingyan's photo, pleasuring herself. Then I saw her, after finishing, receiving a phone call. Miss S.U., how long are you going to play this bodyguard game? You are the princess of North City. You could have any man you want. Fell in love with Jiang Jingyan at first sight. Why not directly and strongly pursue him? You're still being so stubborn, running to be his brother's bodyguard, just to see him every day. Su Qingshu coldly replied, I've investigated. Jingyan is an illegitimate child, has suffered since childhood, lacks a sense of security. If pursued too strongly, I fear he would reject me. I want to approach him gradually. How did the SU family produce someone as lovesick as you? I thought with the Zhang family's young master teasing you every day, you would be swayed. Let me tell you, he is the famous mountaintop flower in our circles. People who like him could line up from here to France. Su Qingxue seemed to smile slightly, but her next words made me feel like I'd fallen into an ice pit. Really? I am not interested at all. He doesn't even compare to Jingyan's little toe. Each word was like a knife stabbing straight into my heart. At that moment, even Su Qingshu, I no longer liked. I don't know how long I stood in the room. I don't understand why. Today, Su Qingshu still hadn't gone out. Seeing this, I coldly curled my lips, suddenly pushed the door open and entered. In the moment Su Qingshu looked up, I saw in her eyes an unfathomable blackness, perhaps because she was from a privileged background. When caught in such a situation, her face showed no fluctuation. She calmly tucked the photo under her pillow. Her slender fingers slowly adjusted her clothing. In just a few seconds, she had returned to her cold and distant appearance, as if the woman who lost control just now was just an illusion. I couldn't help but laugh coldly, stopping so quickly. Aren't you uncomfortable? Do you need my help? Su Qingshu's face didn't change. She just leaned back to keep distance from me. Does the young master need something from me? She was always like that. Could be passionately aroused by Jiang Jingyan's photo, but when facing me, was like a nun with a pure heart. My nails dug into my palm, remembering Jiang Jingyan's bland face. Clearly, his physique and education were not as good as mine. His appearance not as good as mine, yet everyone was fooled by his act of pretending to be obedient and docile. Never mind, I have looks, money, and physique. From today onwards, those who don't like me, I won't need them either. Tomorrow, there's an auction. Come with me. I coldly gave the instruction, then turned to leave. Su Qingxue frowned. I remember I've already requested 2 days off. I heard Jiang Jingyan will be there too, I said, without turning back. There was silence behind for a moment. Then came the woman's low voice in response. Yes, young master. My heart felt like it was stabbed with a needle. It's true that just mentioning Jiang Jingyan, she could break all principles. Rest assured, I will quickly bring you to Jiang Jingyan's side with my own hands. Early the next morning, as soon as I stepped out of the mansion, I saw Su Qingshui waiting by the car, her black vest dress accentuating her slender waist. The morning light cast a golden rim on her cold face. In the past, at times like this, I would deliberately tease her, either fall into her arms, or deliberately blow into her ear. But today I just coldly got into the car, didn't even glance at her. Su Qingshui seemed somewhat surprised, looked at me once more, but quickly averted her gaze, silently sat in the passenger seat. The car headed to the auction venue. Throughout the journey, I just looked out the window. Not like usual when I would find all kinds of reasons to talk to her. In the car, it was so quiet we could hear each other's breathing. The auction hall was set in the city center's most luxurious hotel. Crystal chandeliers illuminated the hall like daylight. The place was filled with prestigious and distinguished people. As soon as I entered, I saw Jiang Jingyan standing in front. He was wearing a white hoodie, laughing and talking with several men, his expression innocent and carefree. Su Qingshu's eyes immediately changed, although she still stood behind me performing her bodyguard duty. I could feel her attention had been completely captured by Jiang Jingyan. Brother, Jiang Jingyan saw us, immediately ran over. What a coincidence. You're also here for the auction? I coldly withdrew my hand. Don't touch me. Jiang Jingyan's eyes reddened. He looked at Su Qingshui with a wronged expression. Senior, I just wanted to be close with my brother. SU2. Qingshu slightly frowned. In her eyes when looking at me was concealed disgust. Jiang Jingyan took the opportunity to pull Su Qingshu's sleeve. Senior, I heard last time, when I had a fever and wanted red bean cake. It was you who braved the rain in the middle of the night to buy it and send it to the Jiang house. It's just a pity that I had quite a high fever last time, and these days have been continuously recuperating, so I haven't had a chance to thank you yet. Su Qingshu's stern eyes immediately softened. Young Master Jiang is too polite. It was just on the way. On the way? I laughed coldly. That day she disappeared for 5 hours. When she returned, she was soaking wet. This is her on the way. Then I still must invite you to dinner, Jiang Jingyan said gently. This time, Su Qingshu didn't refuse. Whatever the second young master arranges, call my brother along too when the time comes. Jiang Jingyan looked towards me. Suddenly surprised, said, Oh, why do you look so haggard? Clearly the sick one was me. I coldly interrupted. Am I that close to you, child of a mistress? Take care of yourself. Jiang Jingyan's face suddenly changed. Su Qingshu's eyebrows knit even tighter. Just then, the auctioneer announced the auction was beginning, finally cutting off this awkward conversation. I was also too lazy to pay attention to him anymore. Directly sat down. I am about to become a son-in-law. Expecting my old father to prepare gifts for me is certainly unrealistic. These things, I must prepare myself. This was also my real purpose in coming to this auction. After sitting down, the first auction item was brought up. A blood-red pigeon ruby necklace. Starting price 1 million. I raised my paddle without hesitation. 10 million. What surprised me was, Jiang Jingyan also raised his paddle. 12 million. I looked at Jiang Jingyan. He smiled at me. Brother, I also like this item. Would you mind letting it go for me? After all, father's pocket money for you is less than mine, I think. I laughed coldly, not just less. From childhood to adulthood, my old father gave Jiang Jingyan 5 million in pocket money each month, while I only had 500 yuan. If not for the inheritance my mother left, I might have starved to death long ago. But now things are different. I have 100 billion. 15 million. I raised my paddle again. Jiang Jingyan was clearly stunned, but still gritted his teeth and bid higher. 20 million, 50 million, 80 million after several rounds of competition. Jiang Jingyan's face became increasingly grim. Brother, where are you getting so much money from? Aren't you afraid you can't pay? 100 million. I directly doubled the bid, then looked at him with a mocking smile. Why do I feel like the one who can't pay now is you? Jiang Jingyan's face turned from green to white. The guests around started to whisper. The auctioneer politely asked, Second young master Jiang, do you wish to continue bidding? Wait a moment. Jiang Jingyan hurriedly took out his phone to text my father. A moment later, his face looked even worse. Clearly, he had been refused. Seeing this, I curled my lips in a smile. He will refuse. I've already been given the entire 100 billion. There's no money left to let his dear son save face. Right at that awkward moment, a man in a sharp suit suddenly appeared in the middle of the hall, loudly declaring Heavenly Lantern. The entire hall buzzed with excitement. Sir, what do you mean? The auctioneer asked in surprise. The man explained, I am Miss Su's assistant. Miss SU has instructed that any item the second young master likes today will be Heavenly Lantern purchased. The auction room immediately erupted into chaos. Miss Su, the sole heir of the SU family, the famous young lady of North City. Isn't she known for keeping distance from men? Why is she Heavenly Lantern for the second young master Jiang? It seems Jiang's second young master has good days ahead. The surrounding discussions grew louder. Jiang Jingyan first showed a stunned expression, then turned to joy, finally becoming undisguisable smugness. May I ask where Miss Su is? Can I thank her directly? Jiang Jingyan asked with a red face. The assistant respectfully replied, Miss Su is not convenient to appear at the moment. When the time comes, she will naturally meet with you. Only then did Jiang Jingyan turn to me, his eyes full of victorious joy. Brother, do you still want to compete? A moment later, he added with fake innocence. Oh, I almost forgot. Miss SU has already helped me with the Heavenly Lantern. If brother continues to bid, I am afraid you'll go bankrupt. After all, in our circle, who could be richer than Miss SU? My face suddenly changed. I suddenly looked towards Su Qingshu, only to see her gently looking at Jiang Jingyan, her eyes full of tenderness. The rest of the auction was like a romance drama. Whenever Jiang Jingyan glanced at any item, the assistant immediately declared Heavenly Lantern, that ruby necklace, the Rukiln tea set from the Northern Song Dynasty, even Monet's water lilies painting with a starting price of 80 million. All fell into Jiang Jingyan's hands. I abruptly stood up, unable to hold back anymore, challenged the assistant. Your Miss Su doesn't leave. Anything for others? The assistant carefully glanced at Su Qingshu. She gave an imperceptible nod. I am sorry, young Master Jiang. The assistant coldly replied. These are all Miss Su's gifts for the second young master. She only hopes the second young master enjoys this auction. As for others' feelings, they are not within her concern. I laughed, my nails digging into my palm. I looked at Su Qingshu, her eyes still following the smug Jiang Jingyan. Su Qingshu, you've done well. Very well indeed. After the auction ended, Jiang Jingyan was surrounded by a group of rich young masters, flattering him like a star among stars. I couldn't bear this fake scene. Quickly left the hall. As soon as I got into the car, I told the driver tonight, Color Club. I needed alcohol to numb myself. Unexpectedly, the car door wasn't even closed when Jiang Jingyan squeezed in. Brother, are you going to the club to play? I've been bored lately. Take me along. I was about to kick him out of the car when Su Qingshe silently held the car door and directly told the driver drive. Throughout the journey, Jiang Jingyan excitedly talked about today's auction. Senior, why do you think Miss Su treats me so well? Clearly, I've never met her before. Su Qingshu's voice was unbelievably gentle. Because she likes you. Jiang Jingyan immediately opened his eyes wide, his cheeks flushing. Sister Xu, don't joke around. Women understand women best. When saying that, her eyes brightly looking at Jiang Jingyan. Money goes where love is. Moreover, second young master is so good. It's not strange she likes you. So does senior like me too? Jiang Jingyan suddenly asked. Su Qingshu was stunned, just about to open her mouth. I coldly interrupted. If you two want to flirt, get out. This is my car. Jiang Jingyan immediately reddened his eyes. Sorry, brother. I've bothered you. I won't say any more. I was too lazy to pay attention to him. Turned my head to look out the window. Through the reflection in the glass, I saw very clearly Su Qingshu's eyes looking at Jiang Jingyan, full of tenderness and gentleness, while her eyes looking at me were cold with hatred. I laughed self-mockingly. Seems like all women only like fake men. The club lights were dim. I tilted my head back and drained my third whiskey, alcohol burning my throat, but unable to extinguish the flames of resentment in my heart. In the middle of the dance floor, I staggered, glimpsed Su Qingshui standing beside the table. Clearly, my bodyguard, now not moving half a step from Jiang Jingyan's side. Jiang Jingyan said something. When leaning close, his lips almost touching Su Qingshu's ear. The woman who was always as cold as ice in front of me now had reddened ears. I laughed coldly, turning around only to be surrounded by a group of women. Oh, haven't seen such a handsome guy in the bar for a long time. Handsome? Want to add wechat? I was about to refuse the woman who came to flirt. She had already called all her friends over. Sisters, there's a handsome stranger here. Look at this physique. Seeing I didn't speak, the woman was about to touch my firm abs. I couldn't stand it and was about to push her hand away, but was hit in the face with a thick wad of cash. Handsome but not respectful is no fun. The woman's friend also joined in. That's right, handsome. You're being no fun. Having our attention is your good fortune. I was cornered against the wall, unable to move. Rejection was useless. Instead, more women surrounded me. Someone even directly touched my waist. Su Qingshu, I finally called out loudly. The woman seemed to just notice my difficult situation, frowned and parted the crowd to step forward. Indeed, a trained bodyguard. Just one glance had made the group of women looking for men in the bar to satisfy their needs. Dejectedly, retreat. I thought you were their bodyguard. I laughed coldly, raising my hand to wipe the alcohol from my collarbone. Su Qingshu lowered her eyes. I am sorry, I didn't see just now. I suddenly moved closer, my thin lips almost touching her chin. Didn't see or didn't want to see. Su Qingshu frowned. Step back half a step. Young master has had too much to drink. Don't worry, wait until I marry and have children. You can freely protect Jiang Jingyan. My voice was completely drowned out by the explosive cheering from the stage. Staff pushed up an iron cage, two full-grown Tibetan mastiffs pacing restlessly inside. Tonight's special feature, the host enthusiastically shouted. Black Wind Fights Red Flame betting channel open. I frowned. Night Color Club often has bloody betting performances like this, but I absolutely hate them. Was about to leave when the iron cage suddenly made an unbearable creaking sound. The lock had loosened. The crisis happened in the blink of an eye. The larger Tibetan mastiff had rammed open the cage door, charging straight into the nearest crowd. Amidst the terrified screams, I saw Su Qingshui without hesitation turn around, almost instinctively rush to Jiang Jingyan's side, embrace him, pushing him towards the emergency exit, while I stood in the position closest to the mastiff. Could even clearly see the saliva on the fierce beast's fangs. The pain came suddenly, when the mastiff's sharp teeth pierced through my leg muscle. I vaguely heard the sound of fabric and flesh tearing simultaneously, a piece of flesh torn away, fresh blood spurting out. I fell sitting to the ground, wide-eyed looking at the fierce beast again. Bang. The gunshot rang out, making my eardrums ache. The Tibetan mastiff collapsed with the gunshot. The last thing I saw was Su Qingshu's back holding a gun protecting Jiang Jingyan, and the ceiling spinning then crashing down. When I regained consciousness in excruciating pain, the first thing I saw was the stark white ceiling. My calf felt like it was being burned with hot iron, each breath making the wound burn. I painfully turned my head. The scene at the hospital room door dealt another heavy blow to my not yet fully conscious brain. Jiang Jingyan pretending to know nothing, looking at Su Qingshu. Senior, you are my brother's bodyguard. Why did you protect me? It's my fault. I shouldn't have come. The woman's clearly veined strong hand gently patted his back, her voice unbelievably gentle. Second young master, don't blame yourself. Even if I had to do it 100 times. She paused a moment. I would still choose to protect you first. Why? Jiang Jingyan looked up. Su Qingshu looked at him intently, her kind eyes tinged with emotion. Because I like. Crash, the sound of a water glass shattering on the floor, cutting off Su Qingshu's unfinished words. Jiang Jingyan, like a startled squirrel, hurriedly let go. Su Qingshu, brother, you're awake. He rushed to the hospital bed, tears flowing immediately. How do you feel? Does it still hurt? It's my fault? All my fault. My pale lips curled into a cold smile. You standing here annoys me. How could I be well? Jiang Jingyan's eyes immediately reddened. He bit his lip, glanced at Su Qingshui one last time, turned and ran away. Su Qingshui reflexively raised her foot, wanting to chase after him, but was forced to stop. She turned to look at me, her voice lowering. Young master. At that moment, it was an emergency. I didn't have time to react. I said nothing, just turned my face to one side, eyes looking out the window. I didn't want to hear. For 3 whole days, Su Qingshui, like a devoted bodyguard, kept watch outside the hospital room, but I never spoke a word to her until the day of discharge. I walked on my not fully healed legs, going straight to the study. I pulled open the red sandalwood drawer, taking out a shiny black leather whip. That was the family discipline passed down through generations of the Jiang family. One lash could make flesh split open. Go call Su Qingshui here, I said to the butler. When Su Qingshui pushed the door and entered, I was slowly wiping the whip, sunlight streaming through the large window, creating a shadow beneath my eyelashes. Su Qingshui, you are my bodyguard. Didn't protect your master properly. I looked up at her. I will punish you. Do you have any objections? Su Qingshui stood still, her pupils contracting imperceptibly. I saw very clearly. Perhaps this North City young lady had never thought one day someone would dare use family discipline on her. She could claim to be the grand young lady, famous from the SU family. Normally, so many people couldn't flatter her enough, who would dare touch a hair on her head. Yet now I was planning to whip her. I stared at her expression, suddenly smiled. She was even hesitating. Clearly she could turn around and leave, could resign, yet she was still hesitating. Just because of Jiang Jingyan, to be able to continue staying by my side, continue to approach Jiang Jingyan. The corner of my eye heated up, almost wanting to laugh until tears fell. Su Qingshui bit her lip, finally softly said no. At that moment my heart tightened. I gripped the whip tightly, raised my hand forcefully. Don't. A slender figure suddenly rushed forward, firmly blocking in front of Su Qingshui. Jiang Jingyan tremblingly said, Brother, if you want to hit someone, hit me. It has nothing to do with senior. Move aside, I said coldly. I won't. Jiang Jingyan frantically shook his head. I am the one who made you get hurt. If you want to punish, then punish me. Su Qingshui reached out to pull him away. Second young master, this doesn't concern you. But Jiang Jingyan stubbornly stood blocking in front of her, absolutely refusing to move. I looked at this scene, anger boiling up, swung the whip hard. Crack! The sound of the whip cutting through air, sharp and piercing. I had aimed at Su Qingshui, but Jiang Jingyan rushed straight forward, deliberately taking this lash for her. Ah! Jiang Jingyan cried out in pain, his body swaying, collapsing to the ground. Su Qingshui hurriedly supported him, bending down to check his wound. When she looked up, I faced eyes of extreme coldness, filled with killing intent, as if in the next moment she would jump up and break my neck. My whole body stiffened, as if falling into an ice pit. Get out! I heard my own trembling voice. Su Qingshui carried the unconscious Jiang Jingyan, turned and left, the door behind her, making a deafening slam. I stood in place, discovering my hands were shaking so much I couldn't hold the whip. 3 days later, I went alone to choose items for the wedding. The sky was pitch dark. I had just left the store, when suddenly someone from behind covered my mouth and nose. A strong smell of drugs flooded my nostrils. I struggled a few times, quickly lost consciousness. When I woke up, before my eyes was darkness. I was blindfolded, both hands tied to a chair, unable to move. Crack! When the first lash fell, I hurt so much, I doubled over, the rough rope cutting deep into my wrists, the blindfold making the darkness even more solid. I bit through my lip, only then swallowing the miserable cry. You have offended someone you shouldn't have offended. The voice of the Punisher seemed to come from far away. Crack, crack, crack. The lashes fell like pouring rain, each lash bringing a whistling sound, lashing my flesh to tatters. I bit my lip hard, not letting myself make a sound. Who would treat me like this? The lashing lasted for a very long time, until I vaguely lost consciousness. Did it finally stop? Then came the sound of dialing a phone. Miss, the task you assigned is completed, the man respectfully said. From the other end came a familiar female voice. Take him back. Just one short sentence, but the blood in my body froze. It was Su Qingshui. It was Su Qingshui who ordered someone to beat me, just because I accidentally whipped Jiang Jingyan once. She had me captured to return 99 lashes. Pain and coldness flooded my entire body. I finally couldn't bear it. Completely passed out in the hospital, I lay face down on the bed, the wounds on my back burning like fire. Nurses outside the door whispered, "That woman is so beautiful, so gentle to her boyfriend." That's right, just a small scratch, yet so concerned. Now look at room 304. This person covered in wounds, yet no one comes to visit. I pulled out the IV needle, supporting myself against the wall, dragging step by step to the hallway. Sure enough, at the door of the VIP ward, I saw Su Qingshui. She was holding a glass of water, carefully helping Jiang Jingyan drink. Jiang Jingyan mumbled something. Su Qingshui then used her fingertip to wipe the water from the corner of his mouth, her eyes gentle enough to drip water. I slowly leaned against the wall, my eyes wet. I didn't understand why. Clearly, I had decided to let go, yet my heart still hurt this much, like someone using a dull knife slowly gouging out my flesh and blood. Don't cry, Jiang Chen, I told myself, because there's no one who cares for me. On the day of discharge, I had just arrived. When I heard familiar footsteps from behind, Su Qingshui had returned. Our eyes met, both seeing something different in each other's eyes. We faced each other wordlessly like this, until my phone suddenly vibrated. My old father's name appeared. Today is Jingyan's birthday party. My father's voice not allowing refusal. Lately, he's been crying to me, saying he wants to improve his relationship with you. You should attend. I laughed coldly. What if I don't come? This might be the last time, my father emphasized. The Ha family has set the date. After you go there, I directly hung up, raised my head looking at Su Qingxue standing in the shadows. Do you think I should go? The face of the woman with clear features. Under the wall, light looked especially cold and rigid. She was silent for a few seconds, then said in a low voice, you should go. I curled my lips. Good, then I'll do as you wish. The birthday party was held in the glass house of the Jiang family mansion. When I arrived, the guests were almost all present, under the crystal chandeliers. Jiang Jingyan wore a black suit with gold trim, like a true prince, surrounded by people's adoration. Brother, Jiang Jingyan happily stepped forward, pretending to want to hold my hand. I tilted my body to avoid my eyes, scanning the room full of gifts from my father. A limited edition sports car, a Rolex watch, and even a riverside villa. Jingyan has been sensible since childhood. I love him the most. My father, full of affection, stood beside Jiang Jingyan, just like many years ago. He had also stood beside me and mother like that. I wore blue overalls, was held high by my father, and mother stood beside, smiling gently. Now everything has changed. After cutting the cake, the guests dispersed into groups. Jiang Jingyan's brothers pulled him aside to chat. Jingyan, so many young ladies from prominent families are here today. Your father must be trying to matchmake for you, right? But I heard you were already engaged to the Ha family. Jiang Jingyan smiled, meaningfully looking toward me standing not far away. It was cancelled long ago. That's good. I heard that person has become vegetative. Going there, wouldn't you just be a caretaker with no benefits? His friends narrowed their eyes. Jingyan, there are so many girls here today. Quickly tell us what are your criteria for choosing a partner, under everyone's urging. Jiang Jingyan confidently raised his fingers to count. First, must especially love me, like able to tattoo my name on their chest. Second, must have courage. I heard. On moon-viewing cliff, there's a thorny rose that blooms once a century. That person must pick it for me. Third, before he finished, the party room door suddenly opened. Miss Yu is here to present gifts, congratulating young Master Jiang happy birthday. Carefree and worry-free, the assistant led a group of people in, carrying priceless gifts. A rare pink diamond watch, ancient famous paintings, even a deed to a private island. The whole room buzzed with excitement. These are gifts from Miss Su, we heard previously at the auction. Miss Yu sent someone to Heavenly Lantern for second young Master Jiang. Now she's specially come to give gifts. It seems second young Master Jiang will have bright days ahead. Discussions rose everywhere. Not few people secretly looked at me, with pitying eyes. Clearly, I was more handsome, more legitimate in birth. Yet now, everyone thought I had lost. I put down my champagne glass, turned to walk towards the balcony. The night wind was cool. I had just taken a deep breath, when from behind came Jiang Jingyan's voice. Brother, why are you alone here? No guests, no father. Jiang Jingyan had finally removed his mask. Do you know? Father has already told me. You're about to go marry the vegetative woman from the Ha family. He laughed obediently yet cruelly. How pitiful. Your mother couldn't compete with my mother. Now you also can't compete with me. I suddenly turned around. Say that again. Jiang Jingyan moved closer, his thin lips, uttering words as poisonous as a snake. I said your mother deserved to die in difficult childbirth. Slap. A crisp slap rang out, but the one who slapped wasn't me, but Jiang Jingyan, slapping himself in the face. Immediately after his tears flowed out, staggering back a few steps, pretending to fall to the ground. Don't blame brother. Jiang Jingyan covered his face crying. I provoked my brother. Right after my old father and guests came running at the sound. Accusatory glances like arrows shot at me. My old father angrily shouted Jiang Chen. Do you have any education left? The guest whispers were like knives stabbing in. So cruel. Today is even second young Master Jiang's birthday. Anyway, it's because his mother died early. Has a birth mother but no nurturing mother. So narrow-minded. I looked at this elaborately staged drama. Suddenly laughed. I stepped forward, in front of everyone. Forcefully slapped Jiang Jingyan hard across the face. I threw and broke the champagne glass. The glass shards reflecting countless shocked faces. Look clearly. This is who I really am. In the moment of turning to leave, I saw Su Qingshui supporting Jiang Jingyan, her eyes cold as steel. I had just reached the bend in the garden path when my wrist was firmly gripped. Su Qingshui's strength was frighteningly powerful. I felt like my bones were about to be crushed. Young master, her voice lowered, carrying suppressed anger. Why? I looked up mockingly. I slapped him once. Are you going to return me 99 slaps? Su Qingshui's pupils contracted. What does he mean? Could he know about last time already? Impossible. It was done very discreetly. Young master, she slightly loosened her grip, frowning tightly. You have everything. Why bully the second young master? I have everything. I suddenly laughed. A laugh as hoarse as crying. What do I have? He arrived and caused my mother to die in childbirth. One lost, two gone. He entered the house and took my room, my toys, my pocket money, my father, even my study abroad placement, everything that was mine. And this was the first time Su Qingshu heard me speak so much. Under the moonlight, in my eyes that usually held only mockery, were now filled with tears, but stubbornly refused to fall. I heard Su Qingshu said coldly, "The second young master is the one who's not living well." I forcefully pushed her hand away, turned around intending to leave. "Believe it or not as you wish," before turning to get in the car. Su Qingshu spoke again, "Young master, I want to request a few days off." I closed the car door without turning back. After the black car had driven a distance, I suddenly told the driver go back near the Jiang family mansion. Sure enough, I saw Su Qingxie getting into a Rolls Royce. I told the driver to follow from a distance, finally stopping in front of a high-end tattoo parlor. Through the glass window, I saw Su Qingxie removing her shirt, revealing her white collarbones. The tattoo artist asked something. She pointed to the position over her heart, said 2 words, looking at the lip movement. Clearly Jinian. The assistant standing beside tried to stop her. "Miss Su, the master will be furious." She didn't reply a word. The tattoo needle buzzed, each prick like stabbing a hole in my heart. 2 hours later, Su Qingshui walked out, hand clutching her bleeding chest, face pale, but still insisting on getting in the car to go to Moon Viewing Cliff. "Not possible," the driver said. "That place is too dangerous. If you've just been tattooed, and you're planning to go right away?" I sat in the car, suddenly remembered Jiang Jingyan's criteria for choosing a wife, like tattooing my name on her chest. "On Moon Viewing Cliff, there's a flower. Must pick it for me." I laughed until tears fell. "Let's go," I said to the driver. No need to follow anymore. That evening, I scrolled across Jiang Jingyan's social media post. A picture of a thorny rose blooming on a cliff, with the caption "Someone crossed mountains and streams just to pick a flower for me." Early morning, Su Qingshui returned, covered in blood, her right arm fractured, but the corner of her mouth still curled up, wearing a slight smile. The next day, when I was about to go out, Su Qingshu was also just leaving her room. Her face was pale, her right arm bandaged, the collar of her shirt slightly open. "Young master," her voice slightly hoarse. "Last night, I had a car accident. Need to rest for a few more days. Temporarily unable to protect you." Clearly, it was an accident from falling while climbing the cliff, but I didn't expose her lie. Just softly said once, then went straight out. "Today is the day I say goodbye to my brothers. In the VIP room of the high-end club. Come on. Today, we don't leave until we're drunk." My friend, K. Zhen, put his arm around my Halize shoulder. "Jiang, young master is getting married. From now on, you're a man of the highest prestigious family. Must celebrate properly." The room was full of people. All my closest friends from the past few years. The champagne tower sparkled under the lights, music blaring, but I felt exceptionally quiet. In my opinion, a vegetative wife is great. Ki Zhen swirled his wine glass, appearing drunk. Rich and beautiful without needing to be served. Truly an ideal marriage. "That's right," another friend chimed in. "And the Ha family's assets are so vast. In the future, they'll all be yours." I smiled slightly, fingers caressing the rim of my glass. After getting married, it'll have to be more proper. Anyway, I need to let the Ha family save face. Everyone froze, then immediately changed their tone. "Miss Ha will definitely wake up. You're so handsome. How could she bear to sleep forever?" "That's right. Our Jiang Chen is the #1 handsome man in our circle. How could he stay single for long?" I smiled, listening to their nonsense, drinking one glass after another. At the final farewell, Ki Zhen suddenly hugged me tightly. Voice choked. "Your father is really awful. And that Jiang Jingyan too. Do you need us to teach him a lesson?" "No need." I patted his back. "After I am gone, these things will no longer concern me." I hugged each person one by one, until everyone had reddened eyes, paid the bill, went out. When I passed by the room next door, heard a familiar voice. "Was that flower really so difficult to pick? You have to ask. That Moon Viewing Cliff. Even professional mountain climbers don't dare go there easily." I looked through the partially open door, saw Jiang Jingyan fiddling with the thorny rose, while his friends curiously asked, "And she risked her life to pick it?" "Yesterday, when bringing the flower. I even saw she seemed to have tattooed your name on her chest. She's really serious about pursuing you. Just a bodyguard. How dare she?" Now I've caught the eye of Miss Xu from the Xu family. He caressed the tattered petals. "Although Senior is truly beautiful, occasionally having her as a secret lover wouldn't be bad." His friend widened his eyes. "Aren't you afraid she'll hear you?" "So what if she hears?" Jiang Jingyan didn't care much. And women, just give them some sweetness and they're head over heels. I stood in the dark corner, suddenly very curious about Su Qingshu's expression if she heard this statement. That proud young lady of the Su family. If she knew she was considered a backup plan, how would she react? Su Qingshu. "This is the person you're risking your life to love." I smiled mockingly, turned to leave, not disturbing those inside. Leaving the club, I went straight to the cemetery, knelt before my mother's tombstone, gently wiped the dust from her photo. "Mother, I am about to get married to the vegetative girl from the Ha family. She's very good. At least she won't have affairs." The wind blew through the white chrysanthemums in front of the tombstone, like a wordless response. "Mother, don't worry. I won't be like you." My fingertips caressed the cold stone. "Loving someone to the point of sacrificing your life is too foolish. I will live this life well. Live very well indeed." As the sky darkened, I stood up, looked at mother's photo one last time, then turned and left. Returning home, I packed my luggage all night. Clothes, accessories, photo albums. I arranged each item one by one, ready to never return. When dawn began to break, my phone vibrated. My account received 100 billion. Right after that, my old father called. The Ha family is urging, you must leave today. Billion I've already given you. As for Su Qingshu, ill, have her come to the Jiang family mansion. I interrupted him. From today onwards, she is Jiang Jingyan's bodyguard. I don't need her anymore. The other end was silent for a moment. My old father suddenly softened his voice. Jiang Chen, actually, I always loved you and your mother. I laughed before. I only thought you were a hypocrite. Now I discover you're truly disgusting. I hung up, directly blocked that number. Outside, the moving company's truck had arrived. When I was directing workers to move my luggage, Su Qingshe had just come out of her room. Young master, she frowned looking at the boxes covering the floor. Moving. Changing residence. I didn't look up. Su Qingshui nodded, seemingly not thinking much of it, even less expecting that. Moving house, in my mouth meant from North City to South City. I'll help you. No need. I looked at her. You have another task. What is it? Go buy candied chestnuts. Bring them to the Jiang family mansion for Jiang Jingyan. Su Qingshui clearly froze. Why? You'll know when you get there. I saw her eyes flicker slightly. Those eyes, usually so cold, briefly flashed with uncertainty. But in the end, her desire to see Jiang Jingyan overcame her doubts. Su Qingshe remembered something else. Young master, send me your new address after moving. I'll pack my things and follow later. Traditionally, a personal bodyguard must live together, eat together, ensure your safety at all times. That's the contract we signed. But this time, I didn't answer. She waited for a while. Seeing I really had no intention of responding. Had to think perhaps I would send it later, then turned to leave. When reaching the main door, she vaguely heard me say something. What? She turned, her head back. I stood in the morning light, softly said nothing. Go. Waiting until her figure completely disappeared. I finally got in the car, told the driver airport. The scenery outside the window quickly receded. I took out my phone, removed the SIM card, gently snapped it. Crack. The card broke in half, casually thrown out the window by me, then completely disappeared. Su Qingshui stood before the ornate iron gate of the Jiang family mansion, holding a bag of freshly baked candied chestnuts, the paper bag softened by the heat, the sweet aroma surrounding her nose. She raised her hand to press on her chest area, where Jiang Jingyan's name was tattooed, the needle wound still not healed, aching dully, but stranger still was. Her heart in her ribcage beating unusually fast, as if something was pulling at her nerves, making her unable to stay calm. She frowned, attributing the cause of this unusual feeling to the joy of seeing Jiang Jingyan soon. When opening the door to enter, the old father was standing in the middle of the living room, his face reluctantly trying to persuade something, while Jiang Jingyan turned his back to him, shoulders trembling, voice full of frustration. Father, 100 billion. Are you crazy? The old father lowered his voice. As long as the mountain exists, water flows. What's there to fear about not having firewood? Be good, my son. I had no choice. With the Ha family, I cannot break my word. I had to send one son over. I didn't want you involved in this. Could only choose Jiang Chen. But this was the condition he set. Think about it. Do you want to be a son-in-law or want this 100 billion? Jiang Jingyan bit his lip. After a while, reluctantly spoke up. Of course I won't go there. She's a vegetative person. Going there, wouldn't it be like being celibate with the living? Moreover, I am now getting attention from the little princess of the Su family. Speaking halfway, he glimpsed Su Qingshua's figure, immediately changed his expression. When turning around, had already switched to a gentleman's smile. Sister Shu, you're here. Su Qingshu didn't clearly hear the previous conversation. Just softly said, once. Handed over the candied chestnuts. Eat while they're still hot. Jiang Jingyan took them, his fingertips deliberately touching her palm. Still very warm. Su Qingshui looked at him, the corner of her mouth curled up slightly. Second young master liking them is good. She should have been happy, but somehow, the strange feeling in her heart grew stronger, as if something was gradually losing control. She hesitated, then said delivered, I'll go first. Jiang Jingyan hurriedly pulled her sleeve. You don't need to go anywhere. Su Qingshui was startled. What do you mean? Jiang Jingyan blinked his eyes, pretending to be innocent. Didn't my brother tell you? He has already handed you over to me. Su Qingzhu's mind momentarily emptied. What does handed over mean? Jiang Jingyan saw her expression wasn't right. Immediately added his own embellishments. My brother, for that 100 billion, agreed to marry the vegetative woman from the Ha family. This morning, he already moved to South City. From now on, you're my bodyguard. Su Qingshu's breath suddenly stopped. Getting married? Marrying Xiao, the young lady from the Ha family who used to be her equal. Now a vegetative person lying in a hospital bed. She suddenly remembered. The moving that I mentioned this morning turned out not to be a normal move, but going to South City. In her mind, uncontrollably, appeared the scene of first meeting me. A year ago when the Jiang family was Bakcher. Recruiting bodyguards, she came because she admired the second young master Jiang. But unexpectedly, the one recruiting bodyguards was the first young master, originally planning to leave, but was immediately selected. That day, the sun was beautiful. I wore a blue hoodie coming down the spiral staircase, the sound of sneakers on the marble floor. Clear, like playing some kind of musical instrument. You, I pointed at her, thin lips curving into a smile. Later, she would learn that I was a notorious playboy in the circle, changing girlfriends more frequently than clothes, passionate and uninhibited. Like a flame that never extinguished, she stayed as if possessed. Telling herself this way, she could also approach Jiang Jingyan. After all, the two were brothers. Afterward, I teased her many times, but the way I teased her was silly and cute. Pretending to sprain my ankle, deliberately hugging her. Midnight wearing a sexy cardigan, knocking on her door, but being too nervous. The phrase, "want to come in and sit," came out as "want to come in and sit," even pretending to drown in the swimming pool when she jumped in to save me, only to discover that I couldn't swim at all, nearly actually drowning myself. Su Qingshu's eyes flickered. A proud person like him would marry for 100 billion and marry a vegetative person. Su Qingsue's heart suddenly ached, as if something sharp had pierced straight through it. Jiang Jingyan saw her distracted, pitifully pulled her sleeve. "Sister Shu, don't you want to stay and protect me?" Su Qingxue suddenly came to her senses, suppressing the emotions surging in her heart. Softly replied, "Not at all." She heard herself saying being able to protect the second young master is my fortune. But somehow when saying this, in her head were the last eyes I looked at her, with calm and cold as if looking at a stranger. "That's wonderful." Jiang Jingyan hugged her waist. "Now come with me for a walk. I'll buy you a new outfit to celebrate." Su Qingxue mechanically followed him. Isn't this what she had always wished for? To openly protect Jiang Jingyan, not needing to borrow the name of being Jiang Chen's bodyguard, to secretly watch him from a distance. And as for Jiang Chen, he had bullied Jiang Jingyan since childhood. Now that he's gone, it's good. At least no one will hurt Jingyan anymore. Su Qingshu's doting on Jiang Jingyan was almost to the point of angering heaven and earth. As a bodyguard, she accompanied Jiang Jingyan shopping, dining, watching movies. He casually mentioned wanting to eat pastries from an old shop in the west of the city. She went at 3 a.m. to personally line up and buy them. He got tired from walking. She half knelt down to massage his ankles, not caring about the shocked looks from people around. As the princess of the SU family, Jiang Jingyan liked a new sports car model from some brand. She immediately secretly sent someone to buy the entire product line, delivered to him. He said he liked stars. She immediately bought a whole area of the starry sky to name after him. He said he didn't like someone. The next day, that person would disappear from high society. People in the circle all said the little princess of the SU family had fallen into the second young master Jiang's hands. This statement wasn't wrong. One day, Jiang Jingyan wanted to see the sunset in the suburbs. On the way back, a truck lost control, charging straight at their car. In that life or death moment, Su Qingzhu forcefully turned the steering wheel, avoiding the impact point at the passenger seat, then leaned over to shield Jiang Jingyan. The car was hit and spun twice. Glass shattered, airbags deployed. Su Qingzhu's back slammed hard against the car door. Sharp metal pieces pierced her flesh. Fresh blood immediately soaked through her shirt, but her arms still firmly embraced the person in her arms, not letting him get injured at all. Senior, Jiang Jingyan, was scared pale, trembling as he touched her bloody face. "Nini, you're bleeding." Su Qingshu wanted to comfort him, but as soon as she opened her mouth, she coughed up blood before losing consciousness. She only heard his miserable crying. When she woke up, she saw the stark white hospital ceiling. Jiang Jingyan was dozing with his head by the bed. Hearing movement, he immediately pounced up to hug her. "You scared me to death. Why are you so stupid?" He accidentally pressed on her wound. The pain made Su Qingshe groan, but she still raised her hand to gently pat his back. "It's okay. It doesn't hurt." Jiang Jingyan hugged her, emotionally tearing up. The doctor said, "The metal rod almost pierced your heart if it had shifted slightly more." She still spoke gently. "Don't cry. This is what I should do. You're so good to me." Jiang Jingyan looked up with tear-filled eyes. "Clearly, you're my brother's bodyguard. Yet all these years you've secretly been taking care of me. I remember when I had a fever. You braved the rain to search the city for red bean cake for me. That day it rained heavily. She searched outside for 5 hours. When returning, she was soaking wet, still bringing hot red bean cake to the Jiang family mansion. And at my birthday last year, just one casual mention of wanting a watch not sold on the market. You participated in a car race risking your life. What touched me most was the flower from Moon Viewing Cliff. Such a dangerous place. You picked a flower for me, not sparing even your own life." Jiang Jingyan looked at her expectantly. "Why are you so good to me?" "Because..." She parted her lips. But the words "I like you" got stuck in her throat. How strange. Clearly she had taken a car hit for him, picked a flower for him, even got a tattoo for him. But when actually wanting to say it, her heart felt like it was being squeezed by an invisible hand, hurting to the point of not being able to breathe. "Are you free the day after tomorrow?" She finally changed the subject. "I have something I want to tell you." Jiang Jingyan's eyes lit up. "What is it?" "You'll know when the time comes." She forced a smile. Jiang Jingyan wanted to ask more, but his phone suddenly rang. He glanced at the screen. His face immediately became panicked. "Senior, I have business. Need to go first." Without waiting for Su Qingshu's response, he rushed out of the hospital room. As soon as the door closed, Su Qingshu's smile disappeared. She looked at the ceiling, suddenly remembered an accident half a year ago. At that time, she was still my bodyguard. At a commercial event, encountered an attacker. She, to protect me, had her shoulder cut with a sharp weapon to the bone. "Su Qingshu, are you crazy?" I immediately became angry, red-eyed, scolding her. Who told you to block? Who told you to block? I scolded while frantically trying to stop her bleeding, my expensive suit covered in blood without me noticing. Afterward at the hospital, a young master whose 10 fingers had never touched water, insisted on personally taking care of her. The porridge I cooked was so thick it could be used as bricks. Peeling an apple could peel away half a pound of apple flesh, but still stubbornly not letting the nurses help. You may be my bodyguard. At that time, I said with red eyes, but my life is important. Your life is also important. Remembering this, the corner of Su Qingshu's mouth unconsciously curled up, but immediately she stiffened. What was she doing? Jiang Chen had already married. The person she liked was Jiang Jingyan. Why think about these random things? As if to prove something, she picked up her phone, called her childhood friend, Zhao Yachi. Oh, Miss Su finally remembered her sisters. From the other end came a teasing voice. Heard you took a car hit for love. Almost heroically sacrificed yourself. Su Qingshui went straight to the point. Help me prepare a confession scene. What? Zhao Yachi almost fell off her chair. You're going to confess to Jiang Jingnian. Finally not playing the secret admirer game anymore? Su Qingshui gave a series of requirements. Must have a beautiful garden. Must have a symphony orchestra. Must have a drone performance. Even prepare a limited edition supercar. Zhao Yachi had to click her tongue. Just for one confession, you're already addicted to burning money. Won't you spoil him to the heavens later? I really don't understand. What's so likable about Jiang Jingyan to make you like him this much? This question made Su Qingshui sink into memories. The charity gala last year. She first met Jiang Jingyan. At that time, he wore a white shirt, not caring about his image, climbing a tree to save a swaying bird's nest. Sunlight filtering through the leaves dappling onto him. Couldn't see his face clearly, but beautiful, like a painting. Midway, she received a call. Just about to turn back to help him. He had already successfully saved the bird's nest and left. She asked the server who that was. The other replied, young master of the Jiang family. It was that moment of being moved that made her decide to approach him. So she even hid her identity to be my bodyguard. Just to frequently see Jiang Jingnian. Hes energetic and cheerful. Su Qingshui mechanically listed Jiang Jingnian's advantages. But the more she spoke, the more foreign it felt. Anyway, just prepare everything. This time, I will definitely make Jingnian accept me, saying that she directly hung up. Su Qingshu's wounds still hadn't healed. The doctor repeatedly instructed her to rest, but she still insisted on leaving the hospital early. She spent hundreds of millions at the most luxurious Rose Manor in North City, arranging a confession scene. In the manor, scattered with Juliette Rose's airship from France, each flower personally selected by her. The music the band would perform, all decided by her after staying up for 3 consecutive nights. The fireworks, even according to Jiang Jingnian's preferences, designed into the shape of a starry sky, would burst into his name at the most romantic moment. She even personally tasted all the dishes. Even the vintage of the champagne was selected 3 times. Her childhood friend Zhao Yachi, seeing her like this, couldn't help teasing. Miss Su, I'd think you were planning to propose. Su Qingshui didn't pay attention. Just bowed her head to confirm, looking at the time on her wristwatch. Half an hour until the appointment, but half an hour passed. 1 hour passed. Jiang Jingnian still didn't appear. Su Qingshu stood on the balcony covered with roses, her fingertips unconsciously caressing the diamond ring in her pocket. She called Jiang Jingnian countless times, all unanswered. Could something have happened? She frowned deeply, immediately contacted her subordinates, checking Jiang Jingnian's schedule today. A few minutes later, news came back. Second young master Jiang is at a bar. He's been there for 6 hours. Su Qingshui was stunned. He's at a bar. Could he have forgotten the appointment time? But clearly yesterday she had reminded him. She gripped her phone tightly, drove straight there. This bar was only for high-end VIPs. The security guard, seeing her about to rush in, immediately stopped her. Ma'am, please show your membership card. Get lost. The manager hurriedly ran over, slapped the security guard. Are your eyes blind? This is Miss Su. Su Qingshu with a cold face went straight to the private room upstairs, but before opening the door heard laughter from inside. You're really not going to meet that bodyguard? The friend's voice carried a teasing tone. Jiang Jingyan hummed a cold laugh. Go for what? Looking at her eyes, it's obvious she wants to confess. How can I marry a female bodyguard? But she's been so good to you, the friend teased. Taking a car hit for you, picking a flower for you, even tattooing your name on her chest. So what? Jiang Jingyan sneered. No matter how beautiful, how good to me, she's just a gatekeeper. Now I am getting attention from the princess of the Su family. Of course, I should seize this opportunity to enter the prestigious gates. Su Qingshu's hand stiffened on the door handle. The friend asked again. Then why didn't you reject her directly? Keeping someone like this is really unkind. What do you understand? Jiang Jingyan's voice full of smugness. She's beautiful, good at fighting and willing to risk her life for me. Having one more bitch licking my heels is not bad. Most importantly, he suddenly lowered his voice, laughing viciously. Jiang Chen likes her, but she likes me. Just thinking about his face when something he loves is snatched away makes me feel indescribably good. Just like before when he liked wearing white shirts. But I just said one sentence that I liked them. Father took all his pride emanated the Revan. White shirts for me. Then I wore them every day in front of him, making him never like white shirts again. Su Qingshu was thunderstruck. The friend seemed interested. Come to think of it, you've harmed Jiang Chen quite a bit over the years. I heard about his mother's difficult childbirth. That woman deserved it. Jiang Jingyan's voice suddenly became harsh. Who told her to occupy Mrs. XSU's position and refused to let go? I simply deliberately, before she gave birth, put some abortion drug in her drink. Who knew she was so weak? Directly died both mother and child. As for Jiang Chen's study abroad placement being cancelled, it was because you accused him of academic fraud. Just a fake complaint. Jiang Jingyan said lightly. That idiot was sabotaged by me. Stayed home raging, but couldn't do anything. Who told father to only stand on my side? Each word like a poisoned dagger, shattering the image of the pure boy saving the bird's nest. In Su Qingshu's memory, the manager tremblingly asked Miss Su, "Do you want to enter?" The private room suddenly went silent. Then came Jiang Jingyan's cautious voice. "Who's out there?" Su Qingshui closed her eyes, turned to leave. "Don't tell him I came." In the black Maybach, Su Qingshui recalled Jiang Jingyan's words just now. He despised her. A gatekeeper, only wanting to enter prestigious gates. He put abortion medicine in the drink of Jiang Chen's mother, who was in her 10th month of pregnancy, causing her and the baby to die tragically. He accused Jiang Chen of academic fraud, making Jiang Chen lose his study abroad placement. In the hazy cigarette smoke, she remembered the eyes always carrying mockery of Jiang Chen, the sarcastic smile when he scolded her as stupid, the trembling fingers when he bandaged her wound, and the words before slamming the door. "Su Qingshu, I don't need you anymore." It turns out all these years, the person she cherished in her heart was actually so vile, while the person she was always cold towards was the real victim. The cigarette burning to her fingertips, she didn't even notice. In the distance, fireworks from Rose Manor shot up on time, bursting into the text Jiang Jingyan glittering. But the woman who should have been looking up at the fireworks was now just continuously smoking, her heart aching. She didn't understand why the pure boy from back then had turned into such a disgusting person. Thump. Her fist slammed hard on the steering wheel. She finally understood. Her love had always been an illusion. That boy saving the bird's nest never existed. Or rather, that person simply wasn't Jiang Jingyan. Memory suddenly returned to the gala 3 years ago. Sunlight, white shirt, the boy in the tree. Jiang Jingyan's words suddenly appeared in her head, just like before when he liked wearing white shirts. But I just said one sentence that I liked them. Father took all his white shirts for me. Then I wore them every day in front of him, making him never like white shirts again. At that time, she asked the server who that boy was. The server only said young master of the Jiang family. Afterwards, she went abroad for a company project. When finally having time to search for him, she learned the Jiang family had 2 young masters. One uninhibited, unconstrained, a playboy in the circle, liked wearing black clothes. One obedient, docile, liked wearing white clothes, so she naturally assumed young master of the Jiang family meant the second young master Jiang. But now, it seems, the blood in Su Qingshu's body seemed to freeze. She tremblingly called Zhao Yachi, "Help me check the security camera in the garden." After the charity gala 3 years ago, she understood that 3 years had passed. Checking would probably take quite some time, but time passed minute by minute, her heart still beating chaotically. She stared at the phone screen without blinking. Cigarette butts piled up in the already full ashtray. The phone suddenly vibrated. She almost immediately answered. Found it, but from the other end came the respectful voice of the butler. "Miss, the master asks you to return to the mansion immediately." Su Qingshui frowned. "Is grandfather unwell?" The master didn't say, but his voice was very urgent. She hung up, stepped on the gas. The SU family mansion was brightly lit. Su Qingshui had just entered the living room. A stack of photos flew straight at her, rustling, hitting her body, falling scattered to the ground. "Look at what kind of person you've been pursuing all these years." The master leaned on his cane, face pale. The grand princess of the SU family, running off to be someone's bodyguard. All for such a man. Su Qingshui bent down to pick up the photos. Her pupils contracted. In the photos, Jiang Jingyan was half naked, embracing not few women. There was a woman over 50 years old, a widow with a bad reputation. The most shocking one was him kissing the cheek of a married businesswoman, his eyes full of calculation. "You thought he was a lotus rising from the mud without being stained?" The master laughed coldly. The little wealth of the Jiang family in high society doesn't even reach the threshold. This man, to climb higher, would use any means. Su Qingshu gripped the photo tightly, her finger joints turning white. She suddenly remembered the words she heard at the bar today. Thought that was the limit. Unexpectedly, he gave her an even bigger surprise. "Grandfather, she was about to open her mouth. The butler hurriedly entered. "Miss, second young master Jiang sent a card, saying, 'Tomorrow is your birthday. He wants to personally come to give a gift.'" Su Qingshui was stunned. Tomorrow is her birthday. Originally, she had planned after a successful confession to directly announce Jiang Jingyan's identity to everyone at her birthday party. Tell everyone. She and he were destined for each other. But now the master slammed the table, not permitting him to come. Su Qingshui suddenly spoke up, her voice cold as steel. "By the way, invite Mr. Jiang along too." The butler was about to withdraw. Su Qingshui called him back. "Go investigate how Jiang Chen has been living at the Jiang family all these years." The master narrowed his eyes. "What are you plotting?" "There are some things I need to confirm." Su Qingshui looked up, her eyes surging with undercurrents. "Grandfather, give me one more day. I will definitely give you a satisfactory answer. The master snorted, leaned on his cane, before leaving through back one sentence. Remember, the SU family absolutely does not allow this kind of man through its doors. Night had fallen. Su Qing stood in the study, looking at the thick stack of documents the butler brought. The genuine leather paper bag was light, yet felt like it weighed 1,000 pounds. She took a deep breath, untied the cotton string around it. Immediately after turning each page, her heart felt like it was being cut by a knife. The first page was my medical record at 7 years old. Stress-induced mutism, lasting 3 months. Beside it attached notes from the psychologist. Patient witnessed mother die in difficult childbirth. Suffered severe trauma. The child's father brought home his illegitimate son that day. Patient exhibited strong resistance reaction. The paper trembled in her hand. Turning to when Jiang Jingyan transferred to the Noble Elementary School. My old father had bought Jiang Jingyan a custom-made school bag worth 100,000, while I wore an old bag mother bought when she was alive, washed until faded. 12 years old, Jiang Jingyan's birthday party had 30 tables. I was locked in the attic. 14 years old, I passed the entrance exam for a key high school. My old father made the excuse that even if smart it's useless, would have to inherit the family business later, refused to pay tuition. It was my maternal grandfather who secretly gave money. 18 years old, my old father forced the study abroad placement that should have been mine. To Jiang Jingyan, the last page, was my diagnostic report at 20 years old. Moderate depression, with self-harm tendencies. Su Qingziu slammed the document shut, her chest hurting to the point of suffocation. She suddenly remembered the scene at the Jiang family birthday party. My enraged expression. At that time, she only thought I was unreasonably making trouble. Even because Jiang Jingyan got slapped once, had someone retaliate against me with 99 lashes. Just before that, she still very much wanted to get the security camera footage to know who had made her heart flutter. But now, she suddenly didn't dare to know the answer. If 3 years ago, the person saving the bird's nest wasn't Jiang Jingyan, if that person was Jiang Chen, if he was the boy who moved her at first sight, and what had she done to him? She didn't dare think further. The birthday party of the little princess of the Su family. A scale so magnificent it was shocking. The entire manor was renovated into medieval castle style. Crystal chandeliers emitting brilliant light. Servers carrying champagne walking around. The band playing elegant classical music. All the big figures in North City had come. Everyone wanted to see with their own eyes the true face of the mysterious princess. Su Qingxue stood on the second-floor balcony, hand holding a cigarette, eyes staring intently at the entrance of the manor, when Zhao Yachi appeared tiredly at the side door of the banquet hall. Su Qingshu almost ran down the stairs. You should prepare yourself. Zhao Yachi handed over the tablet, wanted to say something but stopped. The security camera footage was a bit blurry, but still clear enough. The garden behind the charity gala 3 years ago. In the frame of the garden corner of the charity gala, a boy in white stood on tiptoes, carefully placing a swaying bird's nest back on the treetop, sunlight filtering through the leaves dappling onto him. Pure like an immortal who had wandered into the mortal world. Su Qingshu's breath naturally stopped. In the final minute of the video, the boy finally turned around, sunlight outlining him with a golden rim, sweaty bangs sticking on white cheeks, different from the uninhibited appearance now. At that time, he was clear as a stream. Radiant face, outstanding. With the beauty mark at the corner of his eye clearly me. The phone dropped heavily to the ground. Su Qingshu stared at the screen, her heart as if being squeezed by an invisible hand. It turned out right from the beginning. She had mistaken the person. On the other side at the entrance of the manor, Jiang Jingyan and my old father walked in side by side. Behind followed a group of fawning friends. Oh my god, this scene is too grand. The friend exaggeratedly expressed surprise. Worthy of being the princess of the Su family. Of course. Another friend flattered. Otherwise, why would she bid at the auction for Jinyan? Why would she give such expensive gifts at the birthday party? Jiang Jingyan smugly raised his chin, enjoying everyone's adoration. My old father's face even more flushed with pride, surrounded by a group of business tycoons with flattery. The Jiang family in North City at most was nouveau riche. When were they ever treated like this? He was self-satisfied, hinting in his words, you guys aren't wrong. Lately, the princess of the Su family indeed especially favors Jingyan. Perhaps today will announce some good news. Miss Su has arrived. The butler's voice resounded everywhere. All eyes simultaneously turned towards the spiral staircase. Su Qingshui in a dark purple off-shoulder evening gown slowly descended, the exquisitely tailored fabric embracing her slender waist, a diamond brooch pinned to her chest, under the lights reflecting cold light, eyes sharp as knives, straight jawline, her whole body radiating the pressure characteristic of someone in high position, each step like stepping on people's hearts. Jiang Jingyan widened his eyes, exclaiming in disbelief, Senior, how can it be you? At this moment, the friends finally reacted. Su Qingshe is the princess of the Su family, so Jinyan, your bodyguard, is actually the princess herself. The shocked expression on Jiang Jingyan's face gradually turned to extreme joy. So that's it. So Su Qingshu, always by my side protecting me, is the princess of the Su family. No wonder she bid at the auction for me. No wonder she gave those expensive gifts. He was excited to the point of trembling, as if already foreseeing the scene of him becoming the heir of the Su family. My old father was even more delighted, hurriedly pulled his son forward. Miss Su, so it's you, wanting to experience life, came to be a bodyguard for our family. Why didn't you say a word? It's my fault for being disrespectful to you these years. I hope you don't blame me. Su Qingshu coldly glanced at them, raised her hand signaling the band to stop. Thank you all for coming. Her voice wasn't loud, but made the entire room fall silent. Today, at my birthday party, I want to announce something. Jiang Jingnian's heart beat faster, cheeks flushing. As everyone knows, lately I've been especially favoring second young master Jiang. Su Qingshu paused, the corner of her mouth curving into a mocking smile. And the reason I did so was to choose a husband for the second aunt of the Su family. The whole room buzzed with excitement. Jiang Jingyan's smile froze on his face. Voice trembling asked, "Who is the second aunt?" "Senior, what are you talking about?" An old lady leaning on a cane, with white hair, was escorted out by the butler. The old lady smiled at Jiang Jingyan. "This is my future husband. Not bad, not bad." Su Qingshui coldly introduced, "This is my grandfather's cousin, widowed for many years. Has always wanted to remarry." Jiang Jingyan staggered backward. "Impossible, senior. This joke isn't funny at all." "Su Qingshu, you're joking, right? She could be my grandmother. Who gave you permission to call the young lady by her name directly?" A bodyguard slapped him hard. Half of Jiang Jingyan's face immediately swelled up. At this moment, my old father finally reacted. Hurriedly stepped forward. "Miss So, is there some misunderstanding here?" "Clearly you towards Jingyan." "Mr. Jiang," Su Qingshui interrupted him, voice cold as ice. "My second aunt really likes your son, if you agree to this marriage. The Su family is willing to establish a long-term cooperation with the Jiang family." My old father's face immediately changed. Long-term cooperation, that is the Su family. An opportunity for the Jiang family to enter the ranks of prestigious families. He was self-satisfied. "Father," Jiang Jingyan grabbed his father's hand in horror. "You won't agree, right? I am just over 20 years old." My old father hesitated for a moment, suddenly pushed away his son's hand. "Being able to enter the Su family is your blessing." He pushed Jiang Jingyan aside, flatteringly looked at Su. "Qingshu, Miss Su, rest assured. Today we'll immediately register the marriage. Tonight they will consummate the marriage." Jiang Jingyan looked at his father in disbelief. Mind blank. "No, this isn't right. It shouldn't be like this." He rushed towards Su Qingshu, begging, "Senior, you're joking with me, right? How don't you like me the most? Clearly for me. You even risked your life." Su Qingshu stepped back, disgusted, avoiding his touch. "Like you?" She laughed coldly. "The person I like was the kind-hearted boy at the charity gala 3 years ago. Not you." Jiang Jingyan was thunderstruck. "What does that mean?" "It means I mistook the person. Thought I liked you. But actually, that person should have been your brother, Jiang Chen." Su Qingshu didn't look at him anymore. Turned to the bodyguard. "What are you standing there for? Quickly drag him away. The second aunt is waiting for the wedding night." "No, no, I don't want to." Jiang Jingyan was thunderstruck, screaming frantically. But Su Qingshu didn't even bother to give him a glance, signaling the bodyguards to drag him away. The party continued. Amidst the clinking of glasses, my old father tried several times to approach and talk, but was coldly avoided by Su Qingshu. By the end of the party, my old father finally found an opportunity, blocking Su Qingshu, who was about to leave. "Miss Su, about the cooperation." "Simple." Su Qingshu pointed to the parking lot. "Mr. Zheng, stand 10 meters from that black Maybach and wait for me." My old father, without any doubt, scurried to stand exactly at that position. The sound of the engine echoed throughout the parking lot. Su Qingshu floored the gas pedal. The Maybach shot like an arrow towards my old father. Thump. My old father was sent flying several meters, falling heavily onto the concrete ground. Blood immediately stained the ground red. Su Qingshu lowered the car window, coldly told the approaching bodyguards, "Tell the doctor to save him, but keep him alive." The black sports car sped along the mountain road, speed reaching 200 kilometers per hour. Blue veins bulging on Su Qingshu's hands gripping the steering wheel until driving for an hour. She gradually calmed down. "Jiang Chen," she whispered. "Finally, I have avenged you." She called her assistant. "Arrange a private jet to South City immediately." The assistant stammered. "Miss S.U., I am afraid it's too late." "What do you mean?" "Today is the wedding day of Jiang, young master, and Miss Ha." Su Qingshu slammed on the brakes. "Wedding? Why a wedding? Isn't Xie Yao a vegetative person?" "This is exactly what I wanted to report to you." The assistant's voice trembling. Miss Ha woke up on the very first day, when Jiang young master arrived in South City. Hilton Hotel in South City. I sat in the dressing room, looking at myself neatly dressed in the mirror, still feeling like in a dream. I originally thought I would marry a vegetative person, live my whole life like a widower, but fate played a trick on me. The first day I arrived at the He Xie family, Xia Xiao had woken up. At that time, I was just standing beside the bed, looking down at the woman who had slept for many years. Her features were delicate, sharp, eyelashes casting shadows on her pale face. Quiet as a painting, I sighed, thinking that if not sleeping here, she would also be an extremely stunning woman. Immediately, Xia Xiao's finger suddenly moved. I fearfully stepped back, wide-eyed watching her slowly open her eyes, those pitch-black eyes looking straight at me. In the moment our eyes met, I was so scared. My voice trembled. "Doctor, she's awake." What happened after that was as if someone had pressed fast forward. The entire Ha family was overjoyed to tears. Doctors rushed in to examine, while I just stood stunned in the corner, looking at the woman who should have been sound asleep, gradually regaining consciousness. the entire Ha family became chaotic. Doctors, servants, elders of the Ha family all rushed in. After confirming Xia Xiao had indeed woken up, Mrs. Ha knelt on the spot, took my hand. With tears streaming down, said Jiang Chen, "You were the lucky star of the Ha family." Then Xia Xiao said she wanted to meet me. I entered the hospital room, thinking she wanted to talk about canceling the wedding. After all, between the Ha family and the Jiang family, it had always been the Jiang family higher. Looking at the Ha family, initially, I also didn't understand why the Ha family agreed to this marriage. Now that she had woken up, this marriage became even more unnecessary. But before I could speak, I heard her say, "Mr. Jiang, do you know why the Ha family agreed to this marriage?" I shook my head. Xia Xiao's voice was very light, but each word was clear. "I didn't agree with the Jiang family, but agreed with the Liu family. To the Lu family is your mother's family. Your mother and my mother were close friends." She looked at my trembling eyelashes. They promised each other, if they had children in the future, they would become in-laws through marriage. My throat tightened. "After your mother passed away, you didn't live well at the Jiang family." Xia Xiao slowly sat up. "The Liu family always wanted to bring you back, but the Jiang family wouldn't let go, until Jiang had actively proposed a marriage alliance. The Liu family took this opportunity to help you escape from the Jiang family. Therefore, Mr. Jiang, whether I wake up or am still sleeping, I would not marry your brother, only you. I have slept for too long. Business matters need to be reacquainted." Xia Xiao suddenly smiled, "But I guarantee, my abilities are not bad. Will protect you for a lifetime. The Ha family too. From now on, you don't need to worry. Do whatever you want." She paused, gently said, "Although we don't have feelings yet, we can marry first, love later. Progress slowly. Would you like to try?" At that moment, I was possessed to nod. Click. The dressing room door was opened, cutting off my stream of memories. I came back to reality, discovering Xia Xiao had somehow been standing behind me. She stood on tiptoes, kissed my cheek, warm breath blowing on my skin, making me shudder. "Husband, what are you doing?" She smiled softly. "Tonight is our wedding night. Are you ready?" My ears turned red. This woman seemed to know no shame. Since waking up had been constantly teasing me, I just hadn't reacted in time. "I have plenty of experience, okay?" "Oh." Xia Xiao raised her eyebrows, voice intimate, as if we had loved each other for many years. "Our Jiang Chen must be very good, right?" My heart skipped a beat. "Didn't we say marry first, love later? Why does this person seem to be deeply in love already? Why did you come here? The ceremony hasn't started yet." I tried to change the subject, afraid you'd be nervous. Xia Xiao took my hand, fingers intertwined. "So we won't appear separately anymore. I will hold your hand and walk together." Her hand was warm, dry, strangely making one feel at ease. When standing outside the banquet hall waiting, I suddenly felt a bit panicked. I had countless times dreamed of my own wedding, wearing a tailored suit, watching the bride walk towards me arm in arm with her father, heart aching dully. I took a deep breath, completely erased that image from my mind. "Ready?" Xia Xiao asked softly. I nodded, responding with a smile. The wedding march played. The grand doors slowly opened. Hundreds of eyes simultaneously turned towards us. I unconsciously tightened my grip on Xia Xiao's hand. "Don't be afraid," she whispered in my ear. "I will always be by your side." Guests on both sides of the red carpet whispered, "What a talented man and beautiful woman. Mr. Jiang is so handsome." I heard he was the one who woke up Chairman Ha. The Ha family has really found a lucky star. From the first day I arrived in South City, everyone in the Ha family's attitude towards me had been strangely friendly, not looking down, not making things difficult. There wasn't even a single disparaging remark. And now the Ha family's guests were all praising me. No one mentioned the Jiang family. Surely Xia Xiao had arranged it. A warm feeling rose in my heart. During the ring exchange, the officiant smiled and asked Miss Xia Xiao, "Do you agree to take Mr. Jiang Chen as your husband, whether rich or poor, whether sick or healthy?" "I do," Xia Xiao answered without hesitation. "Mr. Jiang Chen, do you agree?" "He doesn't agree." The banquet hall doors were suddenly pushed open. A tall, slender figure stood against the light. My whole body stiffened, slowly turning my head. Su Qingshui stood at the door, clothes disheveled, hair on her forehead, soaked with sweat, her chest heaving violently, as if having run all the way here. "Jiang Chen," her voice hoarse, "don't marry her. I beg you." The guest seats immediately erupted. "Isn't that the princess of the Su family? What did she just say? Don't marry her. Is this a wedding robbery? Oh my god, Miss Ha just woke up. The wedding is already having this drama." Whispers surged like a tide. I dug my nails into my palm, almost thinking I was dreaming. "Why is Su Qingshui here?" I watched her walk towards me step by step, her dress disheveled, eyes bloodshot, as if not having slept well for a long time. "Don't marry her," she repeated, her voice so hoarse it was no longer hers. My fingertips trembled slightly, forcing myself to stay calm. "Su Qingshu, what are you doing here?" I could even hear the coldness in my own voice. "Aren't you afraid Jiang Jingnian, the one you love, will be jealous?" Su Qingshua's breath caught, her eyes surging with fierce pain. I mistook the person, her voice hoarse, as if suppressing countless emotions. "Jiang Chen. 3 years ago, the person I liked was you, not Jiang Jingnian. All these years I've been blind, loving the wrong person. Do you remember the charity gala 3 years ago? You climbed a tree to save a bird's nest? That day, I was moved at first sight by you, but mistook you for Jiang Jinyan. My pupils contracted. Of course I remember. That day, I wore a white shirt climbing a tree to save a swaying bird's nest. When coming down, saw from a distance a woman standing behind a tree. I thought she was just passing by, so hurriedly left. So it was her. Su Qingshou, seeing me standing silent, thought I didn't believe. Anxiously continued, I've investigated clearly. No Jiang Jingnian has been deceiving me all these years. The one living poorly at the Jiang family was you, not him. Putting abortion medicine in your mother's drink, causing your mother to die, both mother and child, and bullying you since childhood, forging a complaint document, making you lose your study abroad placement. I am sorry I didn't investigate thoroughly. I made you suffer. Unjustly. Each word she said. My heart ached once. Those humiliations and pains from the past. She just laid them out lightly, as if an I didn't investigate thoroughly, mistook the person, could compensate for all my pain over the years. I suddenly laughed, but my eyes remained cold. So a mistook the person didn't investigate thoroughly from you, can compensate for all the humiliation I suffered over the years? Su Qingshu's eyes flickered slightly, her voice low, almost pleading. Jiang Chen, I am sorry. I will use my whole life to make it up to you. Make it up? I mockingly curled my lips. Su Qingshu, do you remember for Jiang Jingnian, how you treated me? Her whole body stiffened. Each sentence I said was like a knife stabbing her heart. At the auction, you bid for him, making me unable to buy anything. On moon-viewing cliff, you to pick a flower for him, spared not even your life. You tattooed his name on your chest, only caring about protecting him, causing me to be mauled by a Tibetan mastiff. And for him you took revenge on me 99 times. Each sentence I spoke. Su Qingshu's face paled another degree. By the end she could barely stand, could only clench her fist, nails digging deep into her palm. I am sorry. Her voice hoarse, eyes reddened. Jiang Chen, please give me a chance. She spoke very quickly, as if afraid of being interrupted. I have avenged all those who bullied you. I've dealt with Jiang Jingyan and your father. Jiang Jingyan has married my 60-year-old second aunt. Your father has had his legs broken by me. I appeared shocked. Before I could speak, Xia Xiao had already coldly stood in front of me. Enough. CEO Su, please have some self-respect. The pain in Su Qingshu's eyes was immediately replaced by anger. She tried to stay calm, looking at Xia Xiao. Miss Ha just woke up. How could she have much feelings for Jiang Chen? Why put on this act, if you're willing to let go? The profits of all Su family projects. I'll give 30%. The room buzzed with excitement. The joint projects between the Su family and the Ha family, each project bringing in profits of hundreds of billions, yet Su Qingzhu was willing to give it all away. My heart pounded. I knew Xia Xiao's nature was that of a businesswoman. No one would refuse this deal. But immediately, Xia Xiao laughed coldly, no need. At the same time, everyone in the Heishe family stood up one by one. Mrs. Ha even directly came to my side, holding my hand. Jiang Chen is our Ha family's son-in-law, not a commodity. My eyes warmed, my heart filling with warmth. Su Qingshui looked at them in disbelief, could only turn back to look at me, almost pleading. Jiang Chen, please come with me. Can you? I will use my whole life to make it up to you. I closed my eyes. When I opened them, my eyes held only determination. I turned to look at the priest. Please continue the wedding. The pain in Su Qingshu's eyes was immediately replaced by madness. She shouted loudly, who dares? Her assistant quickly stepped forward, whispering, CEO Su, everything is arranged outside. My heart pounded, suddenly looking at Su Qingshu. What are you planning to do? Su Qingshu's eyes were bloodshot, her voice low and vicious. I've placed bombs all around outside. If you don't agree to come with me, everyone in here will die together. The room immediately fell silent. My whole body turned cold. You're crazy? I am crazy. She stared at me, saying word by word, if you marry someone else, I can go crazy to the end. My voice trembled. Su Qingshu, what do you want ultimately? Come with me. She stared at me. Give me a chance. I don't want to. Then we all die together. I almost went insane, my fingertips digging deep into my palm. At that moment, Xia Yao grabbed my hand, her voice calm and firm. Then let's die together. Everyone said in unison, we advance and retreat together. But the guests panicked, kneeling down one by one, begging, Mr. Jiang, please agree with her. After all, this is your affair. Don't involve us. That's right, Mr. Jiang. We just came to attend a wedding. We're completely innocent. I bit my lip, finally took a deep breath, looked at Su Qingshu, coldly, said fine, I'll give you 1 week. That's it, from now on. You can't be crazy anymore. Su Qingshu's eyes immediately lit up with extreme joy. All right, Xia Xiao squeezed my hand. Jiang Chen, I looked at her, softly said, do you trust me? I'll only go for 1 week, okay? Xia Xiao was silent for a long time, finally chose to respect me. Mrs. Ha handed me a small package, whispered Jiang Chen. Inside is something important. When you have time, take a look. I nodded, then followed Su Qingshu. Su Qingshu was eager to take me to the private jet. I coldly said directly, if you dare, take me away from South City. I will die right here. Let you blow everyone up too. Su Qingshui had to concede. Okay. We won't go. You like South City? Then we'll stay here. She made a phone call, told someone to prepare the most expensive villa in South City. When I entered the villa, My whole body stiffened on the spot. The layout of the villa was identical to the house before my sec. Mother passed away. Su Qingshou hugged me from behind, softly asking, "Do you like it?" I laughed coldly. I remember. Before you also indulged Jiang Jingnian like this, right? Bidding for him, tattooing for him, even because he got whipped once. You had someone whip me 99 times. Su Qingshu's heart ached, hugging me tighter. Jiang Chen, I will make it up. I didn't want to believe her. Those wounds had been carved into my bones and blood. How could they be compensated? I turned to go to my room, slamming the door shut. Not until Su Qingshu knocked and called me for dinner did I come out. Opening the door, I was surprised. Su Qingshui wore an apron. On the table, several dishes, colors and flavors complete. All dishes I liked. You made these? I raised an eyebrow. Because, she said softly, didn't want others to disturb. I laughed coldly. Cooking skills learned for Jiang Jingyan. Su Qingshu's fingers stiffened, eyes flashing with pain. Jiang Chen, can you not mention him anymore? I must mention him. At the dining table, I provoked her sentence by sentence. Jiang Jingnian likes sweet things, right? Did you often cook for him before? When you ran to pick flowers on the cliff for him? Did you ever think you would lose your life? When he saw you tattoo his name on your chest, was he moved to tears? Each sentence was like a knife into Su Qingshu's heart, from initial pain then silence. Finally, just emotionless listening, not even having the strength to refute. While I felt satisfied, until dinner was over. I stood up about to go back to my room. Su Qingshui suddenly called me back, Jiang Chen. She handed me a whip. I was stunned. What does this mean? Her voice hoarse. Whip me. To repay you. I stared at her and laughed coldly. You think this can compensate? Not compensation. She looked up, eyes darkened. This is a debt I owe you. She took out a paper from her bag and handed it to me. I've already written my will. Even if you whip me to death, the Su family won't make things difficult for you. All Su family assets will be left to you. My fingertips trembled slightly. Then I laughed coldly. You think I am a child? To be coaxed with a few words? Su Qingshui looked at me, her voice so soft it was almost inaudible. I am serious. Before the words ended, crack. A powerful lash fell on her back. Su Qingshui groaned softly, back stiffening, but tried not to make a sound. I didn't hold back. The second lash. The third lash, the sound of the whip cutting through air. In the quiet apartment sounded especially piercing, the sound of flesh splitting, along with the smell of blood spreading. Su Qingshu still stood, back straight, not even dodging once, until the 99th lash fell. Her back was in tatters, fresh blood dripping from her clothes onto the floor. Terrible. Finally, she staggered a bit, but still struggled to stand firm, reaching out to take my hand. I coldly looked at her. What? Regret now? I want to hit back? Su Qingshui shook her head, her fingertips gently rubbing my wrist, asking weakly, does your hand hurt? I froze, then yanked my hand back, mocking Su Qingshu. Aren't you contemptible? She slightly pulled, corners of her pale lips, forcing a smile. As long as you're happy, no matter what you say. Ill listen. Her gentleness was unbearable for me. I turned around intending to leave, but was called back by her. One more thing. She handed me a knife. I frowned. What are you planning now? Su Qingshui raised her hand, tearing the blood-soaked shirt, revealing the glaring tattoo on her chest. Cut it out, she said hoarsely. I laughed coldly. What? Now don't want to keep his name anymore? Before I finished, Su Qingshui suddenly grabbed my hand, forcefully stabbed the knife into her chest. Thud. Fresh blood immediately gushed out. My pupils contracted, instinctively wanting to withdraw my hand, but was held tight by her. Don't move. She was in so much pain, veins popped on her forehead, but still tried to hold my hand firmly, bit by bit carving out that piece of flesh. Fresh blood flowing down her chest, staining her pants, and staining my hand. My fingertips trembled, breath almost stopping. But Su Qingshui seemed to feel no pain. After carving it clean, she again took my hand. Stroke by stroke carved the name Chen on her chest. When the final cut fell, she could barely stand, but still tried to look at me, the corners of her lips forcing a smile, her voice soft as a sigh. Jiang Chen, I love you. After saying this, she completely fainted, falling heavily to the ground, blood spreading beneath her body, like a spider lily in full bloom. I stood in place, the knife in my hand clang dropped to the ground. I looked at the blood covering the floor. Suddenly felt the cruelest revenge in this world isn't hatred, but her willingness to cut out her heart and bones for me. While I dare not believe anymore, Su Qingshu had dreamed a dream, and her dream was the garden behind that charity gala. The sun was just right. She didn't go make a phone call, but stood under the tree, watching the boy in white, carefully placing the bird's nest back on the treetop. He jumped down, dusted off his clothes, looked up and met her eyes. She walked over, gently saying hello. I am Su Qingshu. I know you. The boy blinked his eyes, proudly raising his chin asking, oh, why is that? Because you're handsome, what else? She smiled. Lightly, the boy humphed, but his ears secretly turned red. Since you like me so much, reluctantly, give you a chance to know this young master. She held back a laugh, thinking he was adorably cute. The story and the dream progressed naturally. She pursued him. He proudly, reluctantly agreed. When in love, she spoiled him like treasure, and he would also act spoiled in her arms. Finally, they walked to the altar, exchanging rings amidst everyone's blessings. He stood on tiptoes to kiss her. He whispered in her ear, Su Qingshu, you must treat me well for a lifetime. She smiled in response. Okay, a lifetime. Miss L. The call Miss S.U. had pulled her out of the dream. Su Qingxue opened her eyes, seeing the stark white ceiling. The fierce pain in her back and chest reminded her. Reality had no wedding, no love, only pain everywhere. Where is Mr. Jiang? She asked hoarsely. In the garden, the doctor replied. Su Qingxue, despite obstacles, insisted on getting out of bed, staggering towards the garden. Sunlight scattered on the flower clusters. I stood there, fingertips gently caressing a rose, my profile in the light breathtakingly beautiful. She was about to step forward, when she heard me laugh softly into the phone. I miss you too. The blood in Su Qingshu's body seemed to freeze. My voice carried a hint of shyness and indulgence, a tenderness she had never heard before. I softly called the two words wife, like a knife stabbing into Su Qingshu's heart. She immediately rushed forward, grabbing my wrist. What are you doing? I was startled, but quickly regained composure, raising an eyebrow looking at her, calling my wife. What? Can't call her wife? Her voice hoarse. Eyes bloodshot. Ill, keep calling her that. I laughed coldly. Wife. 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 Each time I called, Su Qingshu's face paled a bit more. Finally, she even reddened her eyes, voice trembling, saying Jiang Chen. Don't treat me like this. I froze, never having seen a Su Qingshui like this. Lowly, painfully, as if shattered by my own hands. All pride is karma, isn't it? She pulled at the corners of her lips, smiling uglier than crying. You can kill me. Just don't treat me like this. My throat tightened. Before I could speak, Su Qingshu had regained her composure. I am sorry, she said. Last night, not being beside you was my fault. She paused, taking my hand. Today, I've prepared a surprise for you. As night fell, Su Qingshu led me to an outdoor arena. I thought this was some kind of performance, until the excited voice of the host rang out. Tonight's special feature, Miss Xu versus the Tibetan Mastiff. Black Killer. I suddenly stood up, shocked, saying you're crazy. But Su Qingshui just smiled gently. The wounds you once suffered, I will repay 100 times. The iron cage opened. The large Tibetan Mastiff growling rushed out. Su Qingshui barehanded confronted it. Immediately was pinned to the ground. Su Qingshu, I shouted in horror, the Mastiff's sharp teeth tearing at her arm, fresh blood spurting out. Su Qingshu groaned once, swung her fist hard, hitting the Mastiff's eye. The stands erupted with shocked screams. The battle was ferociously breathtaking. Each time the Mastiff lunged and bit carried a death threat. Su Qingshui was covered in blood, but still unwavering. Finally, she barehanded gripped the Mastiff's throat, under everyone's horrified gaze, strangled it until it died. The entire arena fell silent. Su Qingshui staggered to her feet, body in tatters, but still walking step by step to stand before me, then smiled and half knelt before me. As if submitting, she looked up at me, hoarsely saying I was bitten and lost 10 pieces of flesh, repaid 100 times. Jiang Chen, can you forgive me now? My fingertips trembled. You are truly insane. But Su Qingshui just smiled. She took my hand, pressed it to her blood-covered face, eyes both crazed and gentle. I am crazy for a long time. Jiang Chen, only you can heal me. In the next 3 days, Su Qingshu had seemingly used up all the romance in her life. The first day, she took me to the highest Ferris wheel in North City, said couples kissing at the highest point will be together forever. She stood at the cabin door, eyes full of careful expectation. I laughed coldly. Then we should kiss at the lowest point, so we never meet again in the next life. The light in Su Qingshu's eyes went out, but she still forced a smile. It's okay. I just wanted to take you to see the night view. The Ferris wheel reached its highest point, the lights of the entire city within sight. Su Qingshui suddenly took out a diamond ring from her chest, her voice slightly hoarse. Jiang Chen, if we could start over. There is no if. I interrupted her, turning to look out the window. The second day, she personally prepared a sumptuous feast. I remember you like spicy food. She placed a piece of Sichuan-style fish in my bowl, eyes gently looking at me. Try it, I glanced. Jiang Jingnian doesn't eat spicy. So before you've never made these dishes, right? Su Qingze's hand stiffened in midair, right in front of her. I dumped all the food into the trash. The third day, she took me to the sea. When night fell, drones formed my face in the sky. Fireworks burst into the text Jiang Chen. I love you. She softly asked, do you like it? I looked at the brilliant sky, suddenly smiled. Su Qingshu, back then did you also pursue Jiang Jinyan like this? Su Qingshui clenched her hand, throat tight. No, only you. Her voice so small it was almost inaudible. These things are all only for you. I was cold when returning to the room. I thought tomorrow was the last day, so I went back to the room to pack my things, but accidentally opened the bag Xiamo gave me. Inside was a leather envelope, the edges slightly yellowed. As if having been caressed many times, I hesitantly opened it. A stack of letters fell out, each letter beginning with the Jiang Chen. The first letter, Jiang Chen. Today, at the Liu family banquet, first time meeting you, wearing white, standing in the garden feeding cats. Clearly, it was very noisy around, but you seemed to be in your own quiet world. I stood on the second floor watching you for a long time, until you noticed me and smiled. At that moment, I knew I was done for. The second letter, Jiang Chen. Heard that the illegitimate child of the Jiang family made trouble with you again. I had the butler bring medicine to you in the name of the Ha family. I don't know if you've used it yet. Actually, I really wanted to visit you personally, but couldn't find an appropriate reason. The third letter, Jiang Chen. Today is your 18th birthday. Also, the anniversary of your mother's death. I flew to North City, waited outside the cemetery all day. Saw you sitting alone before the tombstone crying. I bought the chocolate cake you like most. Left it at the door. I hope you will eat a bite. The last letter. Jiang Chen. Your father came to propose marriage, hoping the Ha family and the Jiang family become in-laws. I know he's wanting to send his second son as a trap, but I still agreed, because this is the only way to meet you. If you are reading this letter, it means we are already married. Please don't be afraid of this. Marriage. I am not marrying you out of pity. From the first time I met you when I was 16, I've been waiting for this day. The letter fell from my hand. I recalled Jia X Yao's eyes looking at me when she woke up, that restrained yet profound gaze. Turned out not to be a stranger's politeness, but love buried for many years. The morning of the 4th day, I stood in the living room coldly looking at Su Qingzhe. The time limit has arrived. I must go. Su Qingshu's hand making coffee suddenly froze. She slowly turned around, eyes dark looking at me, saying, I promise to let you go, but the condition is you must choose, either to go to Xia A Xiao or stay with me. The corner of my mouth curved up, smiling mockingly. I choose to go. Before finishing, Su Qingshui suddenly pulled out a pistol, pressed it to her temple. Her eyes were mad yet stubborn, but her voice was frighteningly calm. 2 choices. You stay or you want to go. This gun has 4 bullets, 3 fake bullets, 1 real bullet. Next word you say, I will pull the trigger once. This means, only if I say ill stay, would she not pull the trigger. My pupils immediately contracted, angrily roaring in disbelief. You're insane, using your life to threaten me. Su Qingshui smiled softly again, her eyes full of desperation and recklessness. No, I am just betting if you still have any care for me. I stared at her, chest heaving violently, anger and helplessness intertwined within. Su Qingshu, don't force me to hate you. Su Qingshui laughed painfully, her eyes even more stubborn. Then just hate me. At least it's better than forgetting me. Silence stretched between the two. The air seemed to freeze. I took a deep breath, trying to calm myself down, slowly opening my mouth. Bang. The first shot was a fake bullet. Su Qingshui didn't even blink, but beads of sweat had appeared on her forehead. My voice slightly trembled, but still trying to stay calm. Bang. The second shot, still a fake bullet. Su Qingshu's hand trembled slightly, but still holding on, eyes staring intensely. I forced a smile continue, my fingertips trembling, but voice cold as ice too. Bang. The third shot, still a fake bullet. Su Qingshu's face grew increasingly pale, her breathing becoming hurried. Go. I gritted my teeth, saying the final word. Bang. With this loud explosion, fresh blood immediately spurted from Su Qingshu's chest. Her body jerked violently, staggering back a few steps, falling heavily to the ground. But the corner of her lips still held a smile, mouth full of fresh blood, voice weak like a candle in the wind. Jiang Chen, you're so cruel. I stood in place, nails digging deep into my palm, body uncontrollably trembling. I watched Su Qingshu's blood spreading on the floor, watched her pupils gradually dim, watched medical staff rush in to take her away, from beginning to end. I never looked back. 1 month later, South City. Xia Xiao organized a grand wedding for me, the scene filled with pure white wedding dresses and brilliant roses, everywhere exuding an atmosphere of happiness. Guests' blessings rang out continuously. The priest smilingly and solemnly asked Mr. Jiang Chen, are you willing to marry Miss Xia Xiao as your wife, whether rich or poor? I looked at the gentle Xia Xiao before me, but in my mind uncontrollably appeared the image of Su Qingshu. But I quickly gathered myself, softly saying, I do, during the ring exchange. Xia Xiao suddenly lowered her voice, expression somewhat heavy, saying her condition isn't very good. The doctor said the bullet was only 1 centimeter from her heart. Surviving is already a miracle, but she may never wake up again. My fingertips trembled slightly, complicated emotions rising in my heart, but I quickly adjusted my expression, silent for a long time, finally smiled. I don't mention her anymore. I bent down, gently kissing the corner of Xia Xiao's lips, softly saying for the rest of our lives. Miss Xia, looking forward to your guidance. Xia X Xiao gently returned the kiss, softly replying, Mr. Jiang, looking forward to your guidance. Late at night after the wedding, I stood alone on the balcony, moonlight shining on the diamond ring on my ring finger, reflecting cold light. My thoughts unconsciously drifted far away, remembering long ago, that always cold-faced bodyguard. Following behind me, Su Qingshu, remembering the dangers she shielded me from. Remembering the warmth when she carried me home in the rainy night. Remembering the deep gaze when she said finally, Jiang Chen, I will use my whole life to love you. Also remembering the image of her falling in a pool of blood, smiling, saying, I was cruel. The night breeze blew, gently blowing away. A tear from the corner of my eye. I softly whispered, Su Qingshu, goodbye, never to meet again.